All right, welcome back to Decode Traders Hub. I believe you guys are having a great time. Please let me know if there is any issues with the sound as early as possible so that I can sort it out and be able to have a good time with you guys here. All right, as usual, you know the drill, you know what we do. We start with the prayer and then head over to the actual analysis of assets that we normally trade. So without any further ado, let's get into the charts and let's get into prayer and start today's analysis. Father, we give you praise. Thank you for the day. Thank you for your grace upon our lives. Thank you for yesterday's profits that we made and the losses, Lord. We know that today we are going to recover. Thank you for the analysis that you gave unto us. We know that a lot of many people actually use the analysis to benefit out of the market. We give you praise for that. And as we start today's session, may be the one to grant us the insights, the actual insights of the market, what the moves are, what the market movers are doing, and be able to follow it up just the way they should be. It should be, Lord. We give you praise for that. We give you praise for the profits today that we are making and for the recovery of any losses we made yesterday. We give you praise and we give you all the honor because you deserve it. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. All right. So as usual, we start with Crash 500. If it is your first time here, please go ahead and subscribe, and let's welcome you to be part of the family here at Decode Traders Hub. All right, so as usual, we start with Crash 500. So let's head to that. So Crash 500, we saw yesterday, we wanted this move yesterday. We actually wanted the buys because of this support. The price played within here for so long. Price kept playing around here for so long until it actually broke through that and started to sell. So that's how it played games almost the whole day right here. And I remember telling the guys on VIP that when it gets back into profits, you should break out, you should close your trades and move on. That's what I told the VIP guys, because it was playing for so long. So we saw that there. So after seeing that, I knew that we are likely to see, because this is a consolidation area right there. I saw that it was failing to break that, and I knew something else was coming, enough liquidity to break through, and that's what happened later in the night. That was around what time? Let's see, when it broke this level. Oh, it was actually even today morning, 23, 24, 1, 2, yeah, around 2 a.m. That's when it broke through that level and it started to sell. Excuse me. So as we speak now, we are selling. We are in a downtrend. If I go to H4, that was a break of structure right there. And now all we need to see is a pullback, and then we continue with the sales according to the higher time frames. Yeah, so this I'm not going to be trading for some time because I don't have any previous data of that low. Excuse me, I don't have any previous data of that lower low that we currently have. So we wanted price to react to such levels, such liquidity levels that it left back, so it did not, meaning there's nothing we can do now. And just okay, these are points of interest on these other time frames. These are the time frames, so there's nothing we can do. We can't track when it is going to actually be oversold. I mean, when it is going to be to reach the support, because we don't have the previous data on this such a level. So we don't, according to weekly, even monthly, we don't. This is the previous lower low is right there. That was a previous lower low according to monthly right there, and we broke that, meaning we are continuing to sell. That is a break of structure on the monthly time frame, which will tell you that on weekly we did that already. This is the second candle actually after breaking that level. If you go to daily, you clearly see that we kept on breaking structure. So this is a break of structure currently that you can see. That's a break of structure, and it clearly tells you we are going to continue with these cells, but we don't have any point of interest, like I've told you before, to actually match with these kinds of lows that we have. So it means we are creating our all-time lower lows right now as we speak. This is our all-time lower low as we currently speak. We've never reached this level before. So it tells you, I'm only saying this because of what I'm able to see. According to monthly, you don't see any other lower low. Our data stops from there. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that we are looking at our all-time lower low. So as I speak, H4 is also in a downtrend. It broke structure right there. Two candles so far are in sales. Even though we see low momentum in that sell. So according to H1, we are almost reaching oversold right down below here on CCI. If that does, and probably we get to see a reversal signal, which is always a change of character, then probably we will be able to get into some retest buy. But until then, we have no business with this asset for now. We just leave it and call it and leave it for a while until we get what we want to see. All right, so enough of enough of crash 500. Delete this. Let's now head over to boom 1000. If there's any issue with my voice, please let me know. I work on it right now, and if you don't mind, you can go ahead and also, of course, like the stream if you love the content that we are sharing here. So boom 1000. So what happened to boom 1000? What were we looking at yesterday? Yesterday we had, let's go to H4. Yes, we knew we needed a fake breakout right there to grab liquidity there, then we continue with the sell. That fake breakout never happened. For some reason, looking at H4, we never had a lot of confluence right there, but it had left liquidity there. So I was capitalizing on that liquidity in the analysis to look at how price will first grab that liquidity on that fair value gap and then head over into sales, but it did not happen. So we saw, because this is a flag, that is a flag right there on H4. That is a flag, and this flag actually was complete later in the day. It was not there when we were analyzing. So that happened later in the day. I can easily delete this. So we didn't see that happen, so we can delete everything right here. In fact, I think I made a loss on this asset because we had entered this buy, then it later reversed and took us out right there. So yesterday we made a loss on this asset, trying to push it for that level again. So delete everything right there, and right now I needed a retest. This was a retest, but is it enough? Let's first delete that. I think it is enough because it has grabbed that liquidity, so we just give it some more time to give us what? We're just going to wait for it to give us momentum to sell. You have to understand that the sales are continuing in this because of this. This is a first TP right there. That will be our first TP right here. That will be our first TP. Then our second TP will be this exact move. That's where we'll be anticipating our second TP right there. So in as far as Boom 1000 is concerned, we are still selling. Excuse me. Alright, so we are still selling in as far as Boom 1000 is concerned. So all we need now is price to give us momentum to sell. As we speak, price has reacted back to this fair value gap, and it has even gone 50% of it, but price is above our 10 MA on H1. That is something that we have to consider. Price being above our 10 MA is something that we must consider. So we can't just enter sales now. We need momentum to sell. We need some momentum to sell. So until then, we have no business with Boom 1000. We have no business with Boom 1000, and clearly this will show you that price is still going to go into some buys. So probably it's going to go back to that level right there. So according to M15, price is going to go, at least it's going to continue up for now, and then probably after that we get into some sales. Yeah, probably after that we can get into some sales. So for now, I have no business with Boom 1000. I can wait for sales when they come around there and I get some momentum to sell this asset. So let me go to H1, see what is there. That is the last order block that pushed price to break out. So that's actually very fine for me to understand why price wants to first get up there. So I'm ready. I'll be ready by the time it gets there. I can't enter buys here. That is some risk I don't want to encourage now, but that will be a good trade. If price comes back here, I can easily enter the buy to get up there, but I can't enter right now where it is to actually break through and go all the way up there. This is a flag. We know what flags do. They continue with the previous trend, and this is a previous trend right here. That's why I'm asking, we are looking for price to get there. So those who haven't learned these chart patterns, please register for the mentorship program and be able to understand them and how to use them to your advantage when you are analyzing. All right, now I think that's enough for Boom 1000. Let's go to Boom 500. 500. So boom 500, this is what we see now. But then what did we have yesterday? Oh yes, it actually followed our analysis. We had two options: price to react here and first go up, or price to break and continue and come to the TP. Those who remember, this was the first move that I was showing you, but then later I saw something before we closed the stream. I told you it is continuing to sell. I told you it was continuing to sell. If you missed yesterday's analysis, go back to episode 148. Episode 148, you'll be able to understand why I told you that we should continue. It's going to continue selling. And I even measured for you that TP right there. This was the first leg. This is the reason why it continued to sell. This was the first leg, and it needed to come to the second leg, and that's what happened. And that's what happened right there. So now I can delete that. Now in the mix of what we have, you clearly see that delete. You clearly see that we have now a change of character. According to H1, we have a change of character, that level right there. This is our lower low, lower high, but then our current lower high has been taken out by the momentum of buys. That is some engulfing candle right there. You can see it. You can even see the candle before the engulfing right there. So all that signifies reversal. Now we are in a buy, but we are not yet ready to buy it. Why? We need price to react back to create a higher low. If it creates a higher high, it has to come here to create a higher low, and then we can start understanding that we are in an uptrend, or we are in a buy trend, and we can take advantage of it. So for now, we wait for this pullback. We wait for this pullback, and we take advantage of it to get into buys to take us right up there. Now, I want to tell you this. This was a falling wedge. We know that falling wedges are they signify an uptrend. They signify buys. Those who have studied patterns. But then yesterday we still had some momentum, and you can clearly see it was breaking structure right there. That was a break of structure. That was a break of structure. This was a break of structure, break of structure, break of structure, until now when we see this previous high, lower high being taken out, and that's when we now are anticipating a reversal. And this breakout anticipated that this was going to be a fake breakout, because this was a falling wedge. It means this was just a fake breakout to now get us into the buy trend, to get us into the buys, or into an uptrend, and that's what we are currently seeing. All right, excuse me. So now if we know that we are now in an uptrend, like I've told you, we will wait for this move and then make our entries to the uptrend. So all we need is price to give us a higher low, and then we can anticipate a continuation of the uptrend. All right, perfect. Enough of boom 500. Let's head over to volatility 25s. Vol 25s. So volatility 25s, what happened? Okay, so yesterday we knew this move. that move happened, and I had already told you price. Let me go to H1 to show it to you. This was a point of interest, so it had to first react back. Yeah, it had to first react back. Then I was anticipating after getting up there, we come in with the sells, and the sells happened, but there was some reaction right there on that order block, and that's when the buys again started. So for now, I can't trade this asset because of what it is doing. According to H4, remember, we've been looking for buys. We've been looking for buys. According to H4, that's what we've been looking for, buys to get us where? To get us up there. This is our first leg, that is a second leg, and price reacted here, and we wanted now continuation of buys to go all the way up there. But there's this resistance right here that is holding price to do that. So that's why price reacted all the way back to this order block, probably to get enough momentum and break and continue to break this resistance right here. So until then, there's still a consolidation going to happen right on this asset. So this is daily time frame. This is daily time frame. H4, you can see what is happening. So let me show you what actually is happening on H4. Delete that, delete this, delete that, delete this too. Right, even this. Okay, this is a support. So what is happening on daily on H4 is that this is going to be like a pennant. This is going to be like a pennant if price comes right there. But also in you can you may say a pennant, but a lot 90%, I mean 90% of it is an ascending triangle, and ascending triangles, we know them to break going up. We know them to break going up. Yeah, so for now I can say price is going to keep consolidating within here. It may come back to give us a fake breakout around this area, or even this area where we have that support. To come to that, it may react to come to this or that, and then push us with enough momentum to break out right there, to break this resistance here, and then even to go to the upper resistance and probably even break it. You never know. But as far as this is concerned, this is an ascending triangle. This is an ascending triangle, and ascending triangles, price breaks going up, but it can easily first give you a fake breakout down below, and then later on give us that. The reason why I'm saying we are continuing to buy is even this change of character. This is where the buys were activated from. This is where we started to see the buys. So we had a change of character, but then after change of character, we got into an ascending triangle. So all we need is price to give us this breakout, and we continue with the buy. So for now, we have no business with this asset. If I go to H1, there's no business at all. It is consolidating within this ascending triangle. So it's going to go up and then come down and then go up, probably with enough momentum this time. So for now, just leave it. Don't waste your time on it. Leave it. V75. So Volatility 75, it was also low, but yesterday, those who remember, I told you we had this move. We needed this move to come to where? To that trend line. and to that very level. It is a resistance level. It was first a support right there, then price broke it, and then now it became a resistance, and that's where price reacted to, as you can see. So the move or the anticipation was price to react to that. Actually, it was to react from this fair value gap and then go back to reach there, but it was consolidating. I mean, it was having a low momentum, so I could not even enter that short buy to reach there, to reach that support, I mean resistance trend line. And after that, we were anticipating sales, and clearly you can see sales began. So all I need is to adjust my line there to reach there, because price is likely not to get to it again. So if we know that, then we know we are having currently a change of character. So delete this. So this right here, oh, not yet. So this is a higher high, higher low. So if this higher low is taken out, that becomes our change of character. Yeah, if this higher low right here is taken out. Anyways, this was a previous higher low. This is a higher low that gave us that high. This higher low gave us that high, and it has been taken out. So this is our change of character right here. So all we need is price to react to where. Let's use our fib. Let's use our fib right here, and that will mean it will come around 38.2, which is around here. So to come around that level and then give us an entry for the sales, an entry for the sales to bring us all the way back to this fair value gap according to H1, but also according to H4 we have that support. Yeah, according to H4 we have that support area. All right, so I think that's basically it on this asset. That's basically it on this asset. Let's see, pull back there. So go to M15. Let's look at if we can make an entry to reach there. It's a short trade. Do we really need to risk entering this short trade? I doubt we do, so we can leave it. We wait for sell momentum right there to sell this asset. It can easily even go all the way back up there. Sorry, it can easily continue all the way up. So if it is going to continue all the way up, it will give us a retest. So if it gives you a retest, you can actually enter the buy and aim for that trend line, or even aim at this level, this retest according to Fibonacci retest level according to Fib. So let's wait for that now. Let's wait for that now. All right, so this has been a V75. Enough of V75. We now go to jump 50. These are a lot of lines. What was I doing? All right, let's look at jump 50 and we see if we can make some money. We haven't gotten any signal today. That's how funny the market is. Yet it is Wednesday, I mean a Thursday. Yet on Monday and Tuesday we got signals. We got some good money actually. So yesterday, what were we looking at yesterday? So looking at yesterday, first go to H4. H4, we knew that was a pennant. We were anticipating a fake breakout up there or right here to later give us that sell. So we haven't seen it, and we are still within that pennant. So now that we know what we are looking for, we can now delete everything right here. Actually, we can delete that only and remain with this. So what is price doing? Price reacted back to this level. Price reacted back to this level, and there is an order block. That means a buy is on. If I go to M15, do I have an entry? I believe I can enter from here. Why? Because price has reacted to that order block. Is it even an order block? No, it has gone back to that fair value gap here. And if I use my trend line right there, I can anticipate a flag. Yes, that becomes a flag. So that can tell me that I can enter right here my buys and put my stop loss below this. So use 0.05 and make your buy entries right there, and you're going to have your stop loss all the way below here. And now I'm going to be looking for the buys to take me right there. Your first TP, of course, is right here. That is your first TP. That is your first TP. This is jump, so you need to calculate and know how much you need to risk on each trade before you anticipate a lot size, because the higher the lot size, the higher the risk. So you need to know what is your risk tolerance per trade before you use a lot size, because like normally I tell the guys that you can even do it manually to understand what you're going to risk before even you make an entry. So you get like this point of entry, you subtract your point of exit, which is where you would put your stop loss right here. Then you multiply the difference there, you multiply it with the lot size that you are anticipating. So if the risk is becoming high, if the amount you get is high, then you reduce the lot size to get to a lot size that will give you the exact risk tolerance you're looking at. So probably let's say you have you're looking at risking $10. That is your risk tolerance according to your account. Then you get this entry price, which is this level, subtract the stop loss price here, and then multiply it with your lot size to understand how much you're going to risk on this trade. Same thing is what you will also do if you're going to understand how much you're going to be taking on such a trade as what we mean by take profit. So for now, if you take your profit here, that is a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Clearly, if you're going for this first TP, that is a 1-to-1. It's more than 1-to-1, but it's like a 1-to-1 point something. But mostly you can reduce. I've put this stop loss all the way below because it can easily come for this and then get back into buys. It can easily do that. So, but I wanted to tell you we are going to buy. It's going to get all the way up there. It's going to get all the way up there. It's going to get all the way up there. That's what we need. Your first TP, if you're using this is your first TP right there. I mean the second TP actually, because you want to first take out the highs here, then the second TP will be right here. Then where I have my TP is your third TP. This is your third TP. So I normally use a lot of these, so I just take this out, and I think even this you can take it out for now. We will have it tomorrow yeah, I think that's it. This is a second TP right here, from there to there. Let's see where it will take us. It's now being weird. Let's see where it will take us. It will take us just a bit above, so just leave it. Follow this, the trend line above there. All right, so enough of jump 50. We have locked in our buys, so we go to jump 25. Jump 25. All right, so jump 25. What's happening here? So what did we understand yesterday? Still weird, but that is a rising wedge right there, sort of a rising wedge, but weird one. High, low, low, high, then it gives us a high right there. So this is a high, low, high, high, low. Yeah, at least now that makes sense. So it's a channel. It's not a rising wedge, it's a channel. It's an ascending, it's a descending channel. It's a descending channel. So if this is a descending channel, then we need price to do this and then get us into sells, because descending channels signify sells, not buys. All right, they give us a signal to actually enter sells. Remember, according to daily, this is now a change of character. Those who remember, we were looking for that. We were actually anticipating this exact move. Those who remember. And now we have seen it. We have seen this move. So we can drag our points of interest to wait for price to react to them. We have our points of interest right here. But this may not be a good one, because this is not that of a big point of interest, looking at the one above and this. Anyway, let's have it. It's an order block. So daily time frame, go to H4. H4, we are ready to sell. This is just going to be a retest right there. We have a change of character on daily time frame, and today started as a buy. So it's a bit it's a bit confusing, but let's follow what we have on H4 and see if price is actually going to go there. You remember, according to daily, I had anticipated retest, where we will be anticipating the retest from. So clearly you can see that fair value gap is within the retest level, but also we have the one up there according to daily time frame. So all we need is price to be within 50 and 38.8, price to react to that level. So price has to come all the way to such levels, and then it gives us this move right there to bring us all the way till there. So for now, let's delete that fib and then get to H4. H4, we are oversold according to CCI. Now that tells us that we need to wait for a reversal pattern, of which we already see on H1. That is a change of character on H1. This is not yet, sorry, that's not a change of character. This is a low, high, low. So we needed to create a new a lower high, and then we take the new lower high. So price, we can anticipate that price is going to come down. So M15 is already showing us a signal to come down actually. So looking at that, and of course looking at what we have on CCI right there is overbought level, meaning sales are coming, but we can't sell now. We need price to be below our 10 MA to confirm the sell. So that's what we'll wait for. This sell is just going to come to give us something like this, which will be significant move to show that it has failed to create a new lower low. So probably just around there to show that it has failed to give us a new lower low, and then it will give us this that will break out and give us here our change of character right about there. And then we know what we normally do with that is just wait for the retest, then we make an entry. So we are likely to either anticipate a sniper entry right there to such levels when it does this move, or if you miss this, then you cannot fail to you can't allow yourself to miss the move, which will happen when price has given us a change of character right here to give us an entry later. So for now, let's wait for this sell move. So can we enter the sell move? I think we will be able to enter that sell move right here. If price breaks that, you can easily enter, but I think we just wait for when it comes back again. It may come back again, and then we can enter it without questions. But for now, M15, we'll have some questions to ask. So that's why I'm hesitant to make an entry now. But we are going to sell it. It's going to give us an entry to sell this asset to come all the way down below here. All right, so enough of jump 25. We know that we're going to sell it, but we are not ready to enter the sell now. We just give it some more time. So let's go to jump 10, which is our last asset, and we call it a day. Please, if you have never subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe if it is your first time here, and if you don't mind, go ahead and give us a thumbs up if you're liking the content of this channel. All right, so what were we looking at before I even delete everything there yesterday? So yesterday we saw those highs. We wanted price to react there and probably come with enough momentum to break that. It failed. Clearly, you can see the price failed to break that. And I remember telling you that if price breaks this level, comes and breaks that level, then we will continue with the buys. But if price fails to break that, those who remember, I remember clearly, that's what I told you. If you missed yesterday's analysis, go and check episode number 148. Yeah, I told you if it fails to break this level here, then it will get into sales and continue with sales, and that's what actually happened. So now I can delete this. So price failed to break that and it started to get back into sales, and now we can clearly see that it broke that level. But is it significant level to actually use? Not really. It's not a significant one. All right, so we can delete that, and now it is reacting to this as a support. So go to H4, look at it. Yes, it is a support. Looking at this candle there, it is now a support, but we haven't gotten a break of structure yet. We haven't gotten a break of structure, and according to H4, we are oversold, meaning we are still looking at an opportunity to enter buys. Looking at daily time frame is more of looking for sales, and that's why we have equal highs right there, and this is where one would say we started to see a change of character right there. and that may be even a reason why price failed to break the level I showed you on H1 and H4, and that would be the change of character right there. When price broke this level right there on daily time frame, that became a change of character on this candle here. But it is still very slow to move into sales. Why? Because of H4. Because of H4. We clearly see that this liquidity has been tapped, so we can delete it. We can delete that. So what else is left up there? Nothing. Nothing. The only thing left there is the liquidity of the early sellers right up there. Liquidity above there. Liquidity pool above there. That is the only thing left back. If there are those that sold earlier right there, they left their stop losses right there. So if these market makers identify that there is liquidity right there, they will do whatever it takes to push price back up and then come stronger to sell. Because according to H4, we are oversold, meaning we are seeing low momentum in the market to sales, and it's giving us a signal to actually look for buys. But we don't see any point of interest right here, no fair value gap, no valid order block to go for the buys up there. That can only tell us that price will be looking for grabbing some liquidity up there, the stop losses of the early sellers up there, before it can push us into sales to actually continue with the sales just like we need on the daily time frame. This is just an anticipation. I'm not saying it's going to happen. According to H4, we're using our CCI, it's giving us that signal to look for buys, but price action is not showing us any buys. According to price action, if I go to daily, indeed I'm actually, according to price action, I should be looking for sales, but the momentum for sales is slow. The momentum for sales is slow. Now, if I go to H1 on the other hand, it's also ready to actually give us some buys, but the momentum is also slow. So it's a 50-50 kind of a thing that we are having, that you can't enter sales, you can't enter buys, but you can just keep waiting, and the moment something comes up, we will be looking at a good entry. We'll be looking at some good money right here. So for now, what I'm seeing on H1 is prices consolidating, so I have no business with it. It's going to keep playing within here, go up, go down, but of course it can even spend the whole day. You can see yesterday, you look at yesterday, this was the high right there, and that was not even the low. Okay, let's use it. But if I was to use, I would have even used this as a low. So you can see how the momentum of the price is very low, of this asset is very low. You can see that. So the low here and the high there. So I don't trade such assets. I don't trade. Probably if you're a scalper, if you go to M15, you can actually get a good move. If you get a reversal signal right here, you can get this good move to push price all the way back to this trend line. Yeah, and you keep playing with it within the trend lines. But you can see clearly that even when it is doing that, it is very risky. You're not sure if it will reach the other side because of how it is moving up and down, up and down. It's not trending. So if I may use that term, it's not a certain time to enter a trending kind of move. It's not trending. It will keep on pulling back and up like that until it reaches its level, that kind of level, or the downer level. But now we know that price is going to go right there today. We know that, but it needs to give us a signal, and this time I believe You may even drop down to M5 to look for an entry, and this will be your entry right there. Price reacted to it, but not that much, so it's likely to get back right here and grab and probably even get to down, and then you can get into that entry to take you all the way here on H1. So for now, I have no business with it. It's to trade all the way down to M5 and look for an entry to take you all the way up there, and that's what we will do. All right, I've talked a lot on jump 10 because it is very crazy. It's a confusing one where it is currently. You can only go down to the lower time frames to look for bites of it and take some bites, not the whole of it. All right, let's do the recap, and we call it a day. You're reminded that you can always engage in you can always be part of the mentorship program, mentorship classes that happen every month, and enroll if you want to be if you want to have a one-on-one. I normally tell you it's $100. If you want to, that is if you want to, $110 if you want me to give you my own time that I normally use. But if you want to dictate your own time of study, then you pay $300 and dictate your own time. Remember, classes are online. We use Google Meet for the classes. So Crash 500, it's a no-go for us. It's still looking for sales, but it has a low momentum, and we don't have previous data that we can use to determine when it is going to stop selling. All we can wait for is price to give us a pullback, and then we can enter sales, and take our profits on the previous lower low like that. But until then, we have nothing to do with this asset. So currently we are seeing a retest, and this retest is on M15, but still you can see the momentum it has. It's very risky to enter. We saw it yesterday. We kept in the market looking for some buys for like 7 hours, and nothing happened. Right here, this was the move here until it broke and even went into sales. So I have no business with this. Boom, 1,000. We need price to reach here, then we can enter some buys to get us right there, and then we can enter sales. This is a flag, but we need price to break through, and then we get into sales later on. So for now, price has to reach back here. Let me see, actually, let's see, there's a fair value gap, so it has to come back here and at least go through this fair value gap, then we can enter buys to push us right there. Boom, 500, we needed a pullback. We need a pullback actually, because we have a change of character, so we need a pullback, then we can enter buys. So when we've seen it has taken out this high, so it has gone there, we need now price to give us that moment when it starts to sell, and that thing can actually the pullback can actually even come to this level. Now that it has left this fair value gap here, it can easily come for this or that. So be aware when you are waiting for the sales, for the buys. V25S, we know that price will give us a fake breakout to this level or that level because of the confluence levels there. So it's likely to come to one of those, and then later on it gets us into buys. So we are waiting. You can wait for this sell right here, and that will be actually a good move. Since we are on H4, you can wait for that sell when price reaches back to that resistance trend line right there and push for the sells. Volatility 75, pull back up there, then we get into sells. That's what we are waiting for. Pull back up there or the here, and then we get into sells. So there's this or the other high, then we come in with the sells. That is for sure. Jump 50, we entered buys, but I said I put my stop loss right here, telling you that it can easily come for this order block, and clearly you can see that it has come for that order block. So I can add my other entry right there. I can add my other entry right there. All right, that is jump 50. That is jump 50. Jump 25, we are looking for this move, but it is now breaking the other side, so it is still risky for us to anticipate. We need price to come back to this so that we can enter some buys. So let's go to H1. Yeah, that's what we're actually looking for. So we wait for the sales to come in, and then we can make this buy move. Lastly is jump 10. Jump 10, we need this and then that. Yeah, that's what we need. We need this and then that. According to M5, we will wait for that. When price reaches this fair value gap, we will have our entry to push for the buys to take us right up there. So for now, I think that's it for today. Today is a Thursday. The means we stop from here. Tomorrow is a Friday. We will have our BTC analysis and we'll look at how it goes. So for now, I want to wish you guys a good day. Remember, you can subscribe for the VIP signals platform at only $15 for next month. Right now, the time has already gone, so you can actually subscribe for next month, which is June. So you can wait in the last days of this month and you subscribe for the month of June. All right, let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow same time, 10:30 to 11:30. Have a lovely day, guys.